Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Friday edition, Friday at 5. What a beautiful day. Ray Thomas, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm wonderful. Thank you.
You're looking good. You're working a lot, though, bud.
Yeah, but that's good for you.
You do have to sleep once in a while, you know.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, I'll have to put that in my schedule.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, first I have, of course, my sidekick in comedy and life, the wonderful, the only one of a kind, Miss Marla Brodsky.
Hello.
To my right there.
Hello. By the way, what an introduction. Oh my goodness. I almost wanted to be like, who is he talking about?
I'm talking about you.
Aw,
What are you talking
thanks.
about?
Thank you.
You keep me in stitches. I swear to God. You know, even the president of my broker dealer just loves our energy and
Aw,
you and everything.
Thank you.
But besides that, another great friend. Oh my goodness, Nina Pucillo. That rhymes, you know. Nina Pucillo. Her mom called her that. That's not her real last name.
Is
Right?
that
Nina
right?
Cucina.
Nina Pucillo.
Yeah.
Nina is a wonderful lady. She's beautiful. She's talented, intelligent, and she's going to talk about nutrition and a lot of good stuff. Nina, your niche is what? People, females over 40 or 50?
Women over 50.
Women over 50.
But
I
I do
love
have
it.
clients that are between 40 and 50. But yeah, no, my target market is women over 50. I think that demographic is really underserved.
Well, the thing is, I have your books. We've talked many times. You've inspired me. What she talks about is good for men too. It's not just indigenous to the female species.
True.
But one thing that you do say, women get it wrong where they don't eat enough protein, right?
That's right. My biggest challenge with my clients is that I tell them to eat more.
Mm-hmm.
And
Instead of less, instead of starving.
Instead of less.
Yes.
Yeah, one
I
of
get
my
yelled at all the
clients came
time.
to me.
You're
And
okay with that, right, Marla?
Yeah. Come on. Eat
client-
more.
A client came to me and she said, I need your help. I'm 40% body fat. I looked at her,
40.
40, and
Get
she's
outta
a
here.
size 4.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I thought, you've lost your mind. She said, no, I have a DEXA scan. So she gave me her DEXA scan.
What's a DEXA?
A
Have you heard of
DEXA
that?
scan
Right?
is
No.
it is a medical scan,
Okay.
and it is typically used to test bone density.
Wow.
But a physician can buy an additional software package that will measure your lean body mass, your fat body mass, and what they call ash, anything that's, kind of left over.
Oh my God, that's scary. I don't want to go to that doctor.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
if
don't want to
want-
go. I don't want to do
to
it.
have my ash,
Well, it's just,
looked at.
yeah. And
Right.
What I ended up finding out about this gal
Yeah.
is that she's a business owner. She has 3 tanning salons.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So
Okay.
she's busy.
Yeah.
And during the day, she's eating celery, carrots. Okay, healthy stuff.
Yeah.
But she's not.
But no
really,
protein.
No
Yeah.
protein. She's not really eating.
You got to
And
watch
then-
all this stuff because technically I'm obese. Because if you look at my weight and height, but then I take my shirt off and the doctor says, "Oh, you're okay." Yeah,
Well,
you're fine."
that's where the DEXA scan is very
Yeah.
useful because
Yeah.
it really tells the truth.
Yeah,
Whereas BMI,
BMI, yes,
BMI
that's
doesn't
it.
always tell
Based
the
on
truth.
BMI, I'm Sherman Klump. Everybody.
Yeah.
Can I just say something? I'm
What?
so distracted by this lovely
Oh,
muffin
yes.
that
Oh,
Nina baked. It
man.
is so. It smells so good. Like
Chocolate
I
and
literally,
coconut.
I can't.
All right, I'm
carrot.
gonna take a bite. A
Carrot
carrot.
and coconut.
Carrot.
And
That's
I
not chocolate.
cannot-
No, carrot.
I cannot.
All right, I'm taking a bite here.
talk
Hold
without-
on.
I'm literally
Mm.
sniffing. I love it. It
Mm.
smells so good.
Okay, show's over. Thanks, folks. We'll see you next
It's like
week.
I just want to keep it under my nose. Like this is so
Wow.
nice. I'm like, it's delicious. But you said this was healthy.
Yes, it is healthy.
So, Nina, while I'm stuffing my face, how can people get a hold of you if they want to find out about nutrition, which we're going to talk about today?
Okay. My website is ninacucina.com.
Okay.
You can always call or text me 775-772-9395.
I can't believe you just gave your phone number.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, guys, don't
That
be
is
don't be
crazy.
calling Nina saying, "Yeah, I caught your show, baby, and I want to talk calories
No,
with you."
yeah, no, because people, this is, if you're gonna
Come on, let's face it,
with
Definitely nice looking, right? Yes.
if you're gonna be with a
He
health
didn't want to
coach,
give his real name on there. Meanwhile,
Right. Ray
Thomas
Thomas doesn't want to give his real name.
Right, but we have
But
Nina
this-
Cucina.
you
Give her
have
phone
to
number.
you have to be able to connect with a health coach and see if
All right.
you're a good fit,
Yeah,
because not everybody is good for everybody.
Right.
I mean, there are
Right.
dozens of health coaches in the world, in
Yeah.
this area.
No, you're absolutely
Sure.
right. Same
Just
goes
like
with like
there
a
are a
personal
lot of
trainer.
advisors.
You have to
Right.
find the
Like
right
there are a
one.
lot of
It's just like
advisors.
financial advisors.
Just
And
like
people,
a
if you don't
personal
know,
trainer.
I do manage money for a living. I was
Yep.
a former rock star, and I do a lot in the community. And not all advisors are the same. We're different at Artache Financial Group. What I want to start off is let's get some of the misconceptions out there. Like a lot of people think oatmeal is a good, healthy way to start your breakfast, and you disagree, don't you?
I think it's a terrible way to start.
Exactly. Tell them why
I will not eat.
oatmeal is just not good for you.
Well, oatmeal as a plant
Yeah.
itself has a lot of plant toxins.
Oatmeal's a plant?
Yes, it's
not
a
just
grain.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's a grain.
I really got to change my diet here.
Okay, it's a grain, and it is one of the highest sprayed grains.
Oh.
Sprayed. Awesome.
Yes.
And they wonder why cancer's out of control, right?
Right. So it's really high.
Unless it's organic,
so-
right?
Unless it's organic, but
What is
that's the problem with grains is that they migrate because butterflies and bees cross pollinate, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, they cross pollinate.
Right.
Okay.
Now, whenever you have a grain like wheat, for example, oats, both wheat
Yes.
and oats,
Mhm.
they have to be dried before they can be processed.
I used to love oatmeal until I ran into Nina and she's like, dude, what are you doing? I mean, no.
Yeah, me too. I was like, I thought that was
Okay,
really
So
cool
then as I
breakfast.
read
So-
her book and talked to her, basically those listening, of course, in moderation, you can't be an absolute
Right.
life, but grains are bad for you. And forever they've changed the food pyramid to say load up on grains and less on fats.
Yeah.
Right.
I disagree with that also.
Of
But
course,
the problem,
but grains are wheat, corn, rice,
soy,
soy.
which used to be, a crop that was in between. It used to be a replacement crop.
So then what's a good breakfast? Like eggs are good,
Right,
right?
what would
Yeah,
you
like
eat?
eggs are good, right?
Eggs.
Just eggs.
No,
I like
These
ground
are-
turkey sometimes
yes,
and some avocado.
These are my breakfasts.
Okay,
Yes,
let's,
go
hear it.
ahead.
Let's hear it.
My personal breakfast.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Organic Greek yogurt mixed with a scoop of whey protein.
Okay.
I like putting a little bit of vanilla extract in it and some stevia because I don't buy sweetened yogurts because of the sugar thing. You know me and the sugar thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I have a grain-free granola that I utilize because it's high in protein. It's a
Okay.
paleo granola. It's
But
not
wait,
made out of
Isn't
out of
granola a
oats.
grain?
No, it's not. Not all granolas are
Oh,
grains.
okay.
This one's made out of nuts.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And berries, usually blackberries and raspberries because they're the lowest in sugar and the highest in fiber.
Huh.
That'll give you about 40 grams of protein.
Okay.
And that's the way I like to start my day. Otherwise, if I'm in a hurry, and this is what I do, every week I boil up a bunch of eggs. Okay.
Yeah.
And I cook up a bunch of turkey bacon.
Mhm.
Now, why do eggs get a bad? Because as I looked it up nutritionally, one egg, it doesn't have that many grams of saturated fat, does it?
No, it doesn't. And egg yolks especially, they get a really bad rap.
Of course,
Yes.
they
Are
say
you
eat
supposed
egg
to eat
white.
the egg yolk? or
Yes.
just
Well, a
you
lot of people
are?
say
Yes.
just eat the egg white. Don't eat the
Right,
yolk
eat
because
the
it'll
egg
kill
white.
you.
No, the egg yolk.
the cholesterol.
anything,
The cholesterol, right?
Yeah.
your body makes cholesterol on its own. It doesn't need it.
But I
it's
saw
ridiculous.
recently that it's only like maybe very little, less than a third of the daily saturated fat intake in an egg. So I'm like, well, gee, a burger
Well,
probably has.
you do need saturated fat. You need saturated fat.
So eggs
And
are good.
Eggs are very, very nutritious.
Okay.
And they're a very easily absorbed protein. Okay.
So eat the yolk is what you're saying. Eat the whole egg.
yolk, because the yolks, anything with the color yellow,
Yeah.
is really good for your eyes.
Oh, great.
And as we
Oh my
age,
gosh.
we're losing
Are
that sight.
you
So
taking
better-
notes here, Ray?
Well,
What?
that's why they call it the incredible edible egg.
Oh,
Right.
That's
look
what
at
it is,
you.
huh?
Remember
Oh
those
my
commercials?
Gosh. I literally need to change like
I'm
everything
telling you,
around.
you
I'm
don't
so
know-
glad you're here today.
So
you don't know
I-
what to believe, right?
Right.
So I cook up my turkey bacon, I boil my eggs, and 2 eggs
Mhm.
will give you about 12 grams of protein. It's not super high in
Right.
protein. And then 4 pieces of turkey bacon. How hard is it to eat turkey bacon?
Oh, you got
could
to
eat a
twist
pound.
my arm.
Yeah,
Right.
no
Okay.
kidding.
Let me ask you a
Right,
question about the
yeah.
turkey bacon.
4
thing.
pieces of turkey bacon
Bacon!
is 24 grams of protein.
And
Oh,
you
there
would
you go.
eat turkey bacon over regular bacon, correct?
Not necessarily, but it is higher in protein and lower in fat.
Well,
That's
So
good.
if
Here's-
somebody's watching calories, which,
Yeah, right. Calories.
Then you go for the turkey bacon.
yeah, and plus, the pork industry in the United States isn't exactly the cleanest. So you have to get organic, regeneratively raised pork. Now there is a company out there called CRISPR, nice name, CRISPR, that is beginning to
Crispy bacon.
is beginning to genetically modify pigs
Oh.
so they don't get viruses. So in other words,
So here's the problem. If you eat wholesome foods, non-processed, you don't run into all the garbage and nonsense. Like one of your no-nos is food additives. There's
Right.
high fructose in so many items.
Oh yeah.
Bread, peanut butter, which you say peanuts are toxic and peanut
Yes.
butter is very toxic.
yes.
That's another food that
High
I
in
was like,
mycotoxins.
But now, will you eat like almond butter or cashew butter, or no? All
Oh,
butters are
no.
terrible.
Peanuts are not a nut. They are a legume.
Right.
yes.
They're grown under the ground. They add where the mycotoxin forms is on the inside of the shell. Now we have a chemical process to purify that. But
Okay.
we have in the United States, and I'm not going to bring up brands because that's not fair.
Who?
We have
France?
pulled peanut butter brands off the shelf
Oh, brands.
because-
I get it.
because they've been too high in mycotoxins.
Wow.
We have stuff in our country that is allowed, that is banned all over the world.
right.
Correct.
But they allow us from coloring, additives. You put a list here. People say, "Well, I'm not gonna have sugar, so let me have this other stuff." So your no-nos: Equal, NutraSweet, Canderol.
Oh
I
my
can't even
God.
say all the aspartame. So I don't know. The thing is, cancer is so out of control because we're not paying attention. And honestly, if we do eat more wholesome foods that we cook at home, we know what's in there.
Yeah,
If
just
you
got to
just-
stay. If you can't pronounce something that's on a label, you probably shouldn't put it in your mouth.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good.
Well, think about it. You
good thing
see
to
it,
think
and it's
about.
got like 20 ingredients. I'm like, wait
Right.
a minute. I thought this was butter or
Right.
no, margarine. Excuse me. I thought margarine has
Right,
so
margarine's
many.
not good for you.
No.
Margarine is
Right.
chemical soup.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really is.
Right.
But you don't know what you don't know. Now,
Eat
Fast-
butter. eat
fast
ghee.
food, which is of course very popular. That who knows what's in those burgers and everything that they make where we go into a drive-through. Yeah.
I'm not a
truly
fast food fan. So like for me, like that's okay. I'm a food fan, but I'm not a
Right.
fast food
But the
fan.
reason why it happens is people don't plan for their meals. They get caught. Oh, well, I'm hungry. Let
Yeah.
me just get something. Because to eat well, you have to plan for it. You
Okay,
really
so
do.
let's say that is the case. You have 3 minutes. You got to go pick up the kids from school. You got to do whatever you're doing. What would you suggest? They're driving through something.
Yeah.
Where do you go?
Where do you
What is
go?
the place that you go for fast food? if
I
you
do
have
not.
to?
I do not do fast food. But if I were to do
Yes, if
fast
you
food,
But
were,
if you
yes.
were,
I would grab someplace a burger, an In-N-Out burger.
Okay.
I would take the bun off of it
Mhm.
because that's 100% sugar.
Yep.
I would not eat the fries because they're fried in seed oils that will
Mhm.
stay in your body. It's like a forever chemical. It's horrible.
Okay. How do you feel about a yam? Just out of curiosity.
a what?
Every day.
A sweet potato. I say the same thing.
Yeah, I
And
love
I'll-
sweet potatoes.
Me too. Okay, good. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, love sweet potatoes.
Yeah, I kind of like the way I make those red smashed potatoes. People die for. I make it with garlic, fresh butter, salt, and black pepper. That's it. Nothing else in there. And they're just,
Yum.
but I
Sounds
don't eat it all the time. So are we going for a commercial break here?
Oh, you can take about another 40 seconds.
Another
or so.
40
Let me
seconds.
Stretch
So
that thing out.
All these, here's the other no-nos, dextrose, maltose. I can't pronounce all these things. And they're
Those
in
are
like all these,
corn sugars.
Wow.
all corn. Think about it. Sugar and flour is what's killing us in so
Yeah,
many
that's the
ways,
killer.
right?
And
And
that's
there's
what makes you
sugar
gain
in
so much weight,
everything.
too. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
When I'm dialed in and I'm losing weight, it's because I'm staying away from grains, definitely not drinking alcohol,
Yep.
and definitely not. I love what you said in your video yesterday. Hey, instead of fasting for 12 hours is what you
Yes.
should do, 7 to 7. We're going to take a break and come back with some more nutritional tips.
He rocked the stage. Now he's rocking your weekend. It's Denny Artache. Fridays at 5. Your weekend starts now. And we'll be right back.
At Artache Financial Group, we really go out of our way to make our clients feel different. Different because we're fiduciaries that work for you, not any insurance company or fee-based company that's out there. So if it's investing basics, income planning, long-term care, disability, Medicare, Social Security, how to take care of your family, succession planning for businesses, insurance products, we have it all, and we explain it to you simply. And we are fiduciaries. We do work for you, not any other company. So give us a call at the office at 561-537-5897. That's 561-537-5897. Advisory services are offered through Blackridge Asset Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities are offered through Peak Brokerage Services, LLC, member FINRA SIPC, Blackridge Asset Management, LLC, and Artache Financial Group are separate and independent entities from Peak Brokerage Services, LLC.
Spotlighting Martin County's events, energy, and entertainment. It's Fridays at 5 on 1450 WSTU. Call us at 220-9788. That's 220-WSTU. And now, your host, Denny Artache.
Hey, we are back. God, these are so delicious. And I don't have to feel guilty, right?
No, you do not.
Pumpkin, coconut, and walnuts.
Absolutely, you do not have to.
Oh, man, this is great.
It's made out of walnut flour, so it has omega-3 fatty acids in it. And
did I tell you she knows her stuff or what? I mean, she's got two great books here. The one title is, it's so funny. Abs are made in the kitchen.
That's true.
So, I love that.
Are you contending that you maybe don't exercise, but if you eat well, you'll get a similar result?
I'm not contending that. If you could do 1,000 sit-ups in the gym, but if you've got fat over your abdominal panel, you're not going to see it.
You can never outwork a lousy diet.
You cannot outwork.
It's so funny. Diet. I see guys at the gym and their body hasn't changed in 3 years. They think, well, as long as I lift and scream, I can eat whatever I want. I go, yeah, Billy Bob, that's why you're still fat. Right. You cannot outwork a bad diet.
You cannot.
Just unless you're working out 8 hours a day or something and
if
something
you're an
crazy.
Olympic athlete and then you can essentially you can,
right.
But you're still not going to get rid of the chemical impact that's going to build over time.
So most of the listeners, they're not Olympic. I'm not an Olympic athlete.
No.
We want to know what regular people can follow. So in this book, you focus on a lot of good recipes. And then this other one is Your Healthy Gourmet. Man, you make your own guacamole. There's nothing terrible in these pictures here. And how did you find out about all this stuff?
Well, it started, I always had this, I grew up in a gourmet restaurant.
Yes, that's right. Tell people where
What's that?
you
What do
grew
you
up.
mean? What do you mean you grew up in a gourmet restaurant?
Tell her where you grew up.
I grew up in the Bahamas in a gourmet restaurant. So
in the Bahamas?
In the Bahamas,
in a gourmet restaurant?
Yes.
What?
Her dad had a gourmet restaurant.
Yes,
Oh
so
gosh.
I never,
and he
wait a second, a gourmet restaurant.
Yeah, there was no junk. There was no junk
at all. Fresh fish.
Made fresh fish, made all of our own baguettes.
So your dad taught you at a young age, don't eat lousy food.
We were not allowed to, My
Did you
mother
ever have a
was
Twinkie
incredible. My mother
in your life? I'm just curious. I'm asking for a
not
friend.
Until I got to
Twinkies.
Really? A Twinkie in
I
college?
think during a nuclear war, they'll still survive and still be good for 50
they said
years,
there's
right?
something. Yeah, like a Twinkie can sit on a counter for like 10 years. It'll be fine.
But they're so good.
That wasn't my food. Yeah. That wasn't my food. We had desserts.
What kind
we
of desserts?
had a beautiful dessert tray with chocolate eclairs. The first thing I learned to make as a dessert was chocolate mousse. The second thing was chocolate eclairs.
Oh my gosh.
The third thing was creme caramel. But, and I can still make all those things. Wow. So there was always, I went into fashion and there was always this little war going on inside me between, size 4, chocolate cake, size 4, chocolate cake.
Yeah.
And women,
preach, sister,
zero.
Women go through this all the time.
Women are never happy with the way they look. They want to be skinnier.
Nobody wants to. The word diet, come on, it's a 4-letter word.
It is a
Who wants to
4-letter
be on a
word?
word? Who wants to be on a diet?
I like to think of it as a lifestyle change, not a diet.
Nobody. That's why what I do with my clients is what I call replacement therapy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've been eating muffins every day of your life for breakfast,
I can't stop smelling this muffin, by the way.
You're not going to stop eating muffins. So you got to make them yourself.
Why not? Oh, you're not
I'll
hungry.
eat it later. I'm not hungry, but I love smelling it. I'm like a sniffer.
Look,
And-
there are no shortcuts in life. And the
No.
problem is they're poisoning our food. That's a reality.
That's a
Cancer
reality.
is out of control because we can't even trust half the chickens and meats that we're eating because they're
Right.
shot up with hormones, antibiotics. Instead of feeding them grains or grass, they're feeding them Skittles and stuff. And they're
I mean,
doing
listen,
the
let's not knock a
antibiotics.
Skittle. I do like a
They're
Skittle.
doing these steroids so they can grow quicker, faster, and bigger. I mean, if you go to Publix, chickens are not normally that size.
Have you seen the Costco chickens?
Are they good, big, huge?
Really
Yeah,
big.
Fred Flintstone size.
I buy
Yeah.
I buy my meats at the local farmers market in
Okay.
Palm Beach Gardens, or I was at Hope Sound this weekend. It was fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can't do that. Or I buy
But
I
is
have
it more
several
expensive?
online.
Is that what stops people from doing it?
No,
Because they're on
and
a
you're
budget?
buying from a local farmer. That chicken
I
was
love that, yeah.
walking 2 days ago. And
I don't really need to hear.
but it's the truth. You got to know where your food comes from. You got to know where your
All
food.
my vegan friends are puking right now. As they're
My father
listening
used to
this.
say, my dad used to ask me, what do you want for dinner? When we were at the
I want
restaurant.
that thing
We ate at
crawling in the front
restaurant.
yard. Kill it.
We ate,
Put
at
it
the,
on the dish
we
for
ate in
me.
the restaurant every night, just about every night. And I'd say, okay, I'll have grouper. No, you won't. Why won't I have grouper, Daddy? Because it swam yesterday. You only eat fish that swims today. This is how I was brought up.
Wow.
Jeez.
Fresh food is really important, and it's really important to me personally. So when I'm buying food, you're never going to find me buying a Costco chicken. I'd rather buy fewer chickens
Yeah.
and buy them from a source I know is clean. I have two great ladies at my farmer's market that I buy my chickens from. And I cooked one last night. I roasted one last night. It was so good. It was 4 pounds. And my dad used to say a chicken should be between 3 and 4 pounds.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
it. That's right.
A
Not,
turkey is 5 pounds.
You know what
Yeah.
though? You said the same. You're buying it and then you're cooking it. The thing with
Yes.
the Costco chicken, you ask why are people buying
Yeah,
it? It's
yeah.
cooked. It's made.
cooked,
It's
it's
already
done.
cooked.
Yeah.
And it's
well.
so inexpensive. Like it's $4.99 for
yeah.
this giant chicken. It's already
Cancer
cooked.
therapy
It's easy.
is a lot more expensive than
Yeah.
food choices.
They've-
I'm just saying.
John
you
had
know.
sent me some crazy videos about a Costco chicken, and it was like, oh
great.
no.
Here's the other thing, and I know this from watching your videos. You put out great. A lot of people also dehydrated. They don't drink
Yeah.
enough water. They don't eat enough like cucumbers, and you have to be hydrated too.
Yeah.
Right?
And you have
I
to
mean,
have salt,
especially in Florida?
especially in Florida.
So you're saying you do have to have
Oh,
salt?
my mom
do
needs
have
to
to
eat salt. We're having a
I put
salt
salt
problem
in
with my mom.
I drank all my water on the way up here. My bottle would be in here with me.
I
put
have water
Himalayan.
here if you'd like one.
I put Himalayan salt in my water every day.
Oh wow.
Get
And-
out of it. Wait a
okay,
minute. Most
and-
people are
but
trying
I-
to cut back on salt.
And I have to tell you, my blood pressure is 100, 110 over 60 every single day of my life.
Wow.
So
because she
it's-
doesn't watch the news.
because she doesn't
Right.
she doesn't turn on the television set.
She doesn't watch television
the-
shows.
The high blood pressure, I really think, is more of a sugar problem. It's totally an electrolyte problem.
I
It's
think
a dietary problem.
Yes, I think Atkins. He said that carbohydrates and sugar is actually more of the culprit for high blood pressure
Yeah.
than sodium. He
Mm.
did
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
Just like
The
he
thing
said.
about the carbohydrate, carbohydrates are not inherently bad. It's that we overcompensate when it comes to carbohydrates. Your body can make carbohydrates. If you were to eat only a carnivore diet and your body needed carbohydrates, it would break down proteins in your body that you have ingested and turn them into carbohydrates. There's no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. There are essential amino acids. You need protein because your body cannot make protein on its own.
Well, that's another
There are
thing.
essential
A lot of-
fatty acids. Your body cannot
that
make
you-
certain
that
fats
you
on
need.
its own.
This is the
You have to
challenge for vegetarians and
yes,
vegans, right?
yes, this is totally a challenge.
Because
I had-
they can't get that from plant foods, can they?
They
try,
try, but it's
And they
very,
eat a lot of soy,
very,
which you don't
very,
like soy.
very difficult.
Oh, I
Very
just
difficult.
remembered. I had a question.
Yes.
And I wanted to
Over fasting?
yes, because I want to go back to when you were saying about the fasting and you
Yes.
were both kind of like ping-ponging what's the better, the
Mhm.
most time, whatever, 16 hours, 7,
A
whatever
lot
it
of
is.
people do the 16-8. In other words,
Yeah.
they eat for 8 hours, they fast for 16. So, they won't eat until noon, then they stop at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right.
Crazy for me. I don't know that I can do that. 'Cause I really like to eat. But here's my question for you. If you're not a faster, right? Would you recommend to somebody who comes to you, would you say you should try the fasting, or is it eating small meals, like 5 meals throughout the day? Like, what is the best way to go?
The best way to go is to try to be fasting for 12 hours. Okay. So if you stop eating, let's say you have dinner at 7, you stop eating at 8.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. And
Okay.
then don't eat again until 8 o'clock in the morning.
That's it.
Oh,
Don't eat
See,
again
that's
until
more
8.
reasonable
Yeah.
That's
because
reasonable.
you're
And
I can
eating
do
from
that,
7
I
to
think.
7. You shouldn't eat late anyway. Your
Right.
body doesn't like it. You're going to sleep, and it needs to die.
And
Yeah.
then I want you to front load your protein as a woman.
okay.
I want
Every
you to,
meal should have protein.
every
Right.
meal should have protein, and I want you to try to get 30 to 40 grams of protein. I go for 40 for breakfast.
For breakfast?
For breakfast.
Oh my God,
Oh
that
my God,
much?
how do you
Yes.
get that? How do
Like
you know
I
how
told-
to?
I told you about my yogurt.
Oh,
with
the
bear-
yogurt.
yeah.
Yeah.
God. Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Or, you
Well,
know,
I've been.
2 eggs, that's 12 grams of protein plus 24 grams with turkey bacon for four,
Okay.
and then you're there. 4 strips of turkey bacon, 2 eggs. You're there.
Okay. And then, okay. So we got our breakfast. We fasted for 12 hours. Now, when do we eat our next meal? We're eating our meal. We're eating our breakfast at 8.
So if you
When do
well,
we eat
let's
again?
say you eat at 7.
Or
Yes.
7. We eat at 7 or 8. Let's
Okay.
say.
Right.
When do
Then
we eat again?
12 or 1. When
Oh.
you're hungry. You
Okay.
know, and my father used to say, "You're not hungry? It's so simple. I don't understand this word diet." He used to say, "I don't understand. You're not hungry? Don't eat."
Oh,
I know
smart.
some people
But
that
Smart.
do eat every 3 hours, but
Yeah.
it's small.
Small
like
meals.
yes.
But that keeps your insulin too high. I want you to
Does it?
I want you to
So when you
eat-
fast, it lowers your insulin.
yes, I want you to
Okay.
eat, digest, eat,
Okay.
digest, eat, digest, and then rest.
Got it. Okay. I got
Okay.
it. All right. So
And I
what-
want
so
you to
you'll get
have-
dinner.
Okay, so here you are, you know, a small woman. You know, you're not 6'4".
Right.
You know, you're small, you're petite, you're thin. So I want you to try for 40 grams of protein per meal.
Okay.
So that's
per meal.
That's 120 grams of protein.
I get yelled at all the time.
I know.
Remember, you're
but
not eating enough
ser-
protein.
when you think about it, yeah, we all need protein.
Yeah,
And
okay.
females that you
Man,
as well.
because
yes.
if you can do that and lift weights,
Yeah.
you will always be healthy. And I'm going to tell you why. Because muscle is the organ of longevity. And it does it makes you look pretty. You're going to be you can weigh more and be a smaller size when you have a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
But that's not the only thing that it does. It processes sugar for you. It processes hormones for you. So if you are going to go out and have those 3 glasses of white wine because you were out with your girlfriends,
Mhm.
it's going to help you with that. Okay? The next day your
I'd
scale
like
is
to
going to
see
say,
Marla
be
with
saying,
3 glasses of wine in
"Marla,
her.
what did you do?"
That-
Right?
I would pay to see that.
You're not going to see.
This gal does not need coffee
Yeah. don't
or
drink coffee.
alcohol to have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. Drinking isn't the issue for me. at
fact,
all.
She'll get on a microphone and sing.
Yeah.
Now I have to, Marla,
Yeah.
I have to share with you that recently she was in a dance contest at the
Nina?
yes, at the
Jupiter
Maltz Theater.
You were in a
Yes,
dance contest.
She
Yeah.
was.
What kind of dance? Like Dancing with the Stars?
It was
Yes.
great.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Really?
Yes.
I went
What
there.
kind of dance?
Tell her what you did.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was great.
Did
Yeah,
you
I
have
was
to like
flipping
practice and everything?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, for months before.
absolutely. Did
No
they
way.
practice?
Yes.
Who did they match you up with? Who'd you dance with?
I
She had a
danced with-
pro.
yeah.
Your guy was the best out of all.
Andre's
Yes.
fantastic.
He had to move. So I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, there's no way I'm moving like
Wait a
that.
minute.
Yeah.
I need to hear about this because I used to love. I mean, all my friends work on Dancing
I
with the Stars.
I
They
didn't
all
know
used
what to
work on
expect. I
Dancing. I
went
used to go there all the time to watch the show live. Like I loved it. I mean, it's been years. There's been so
Listen,
much
it
turnover.
was
but-
so amazing. I went to support her. I didn't know. Well, let's see what happened. I so loved it. It was so good.
Oh
it
my
really
gosh.
was.
We had to choose a song from a Broadway show.
What'd you choose?
I chose "Get on Your Feet,"
Oh, okay.
the story of Gloria Estefan.
Yes, Gloria
Yes.
Estefan. Yep, I like it.
And we did a compilation of 3 songs by Gloria. So it was fast, and we did certainly 2 tricks. One was a backflip.
Oh my
Remember that
God.
one? That was-
Yes.
that's the
I'm
Had
first-
did you know how to do that beforehand?
No.
So
But
you
she
learned
knows how
that?
to do it now. I'm
Wow.
I know how to
telling
do
you.
it now.
It was
Oh my
amazing.
God.
I'm
Yeah.
like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Good for you.
And there were like 8 to 10 different competitors, right?
Yes, there were 13 total.
13 total. And I'm telling you, I was like watching every moment. I was not bored. I'm like, yeah, this is dumb. I'm like, oh, wow. Oh, hey, oh. In
That's
fact,
so exciting.
Pam, who sings at Double Road, she's a singer.
Yeah.
She was there.
Yeah, she was
Our
great.
friend Mike McGann,
Mike McGann.
who's in Legends Radio.
Yeah.
And so what cracks me up is he won the award for, what was it? Oh, the most sensational guy, the most sensational award. And the trophies they gave you, I mean, they look like the Wanamaker, U.S. Open golf trophy. It was like this big. I'm like, wow, what's going on with that? And
that's so exciting.
you had to have fun. You were having a great time.
Yeah, it was but
it was a lot of work.
Would you do it again?
A lot of work. They only allow you to do it once. Thank
Oh,
God.
that's it?
Yeah.
Thank
So they
God,
have to
right,
find
so
new
they can-
people every year?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you're not. I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm not doing.
But
it.
I
You're
probably,
not doing it?
I probably
wanna
will,
do it.
You know,
Well, maybe you should do it.
it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think that's great. You have to. I always preach. You have to be active. You can't fool yourself. You have to eat well, and you have to exercise. You have to drink water,
And you have to do stuff that challenges you. I mean,
Yes.
I've done 3 bikini competitions. My
Wow.
first one was at 54.
Wow.
In those days, there was not a 50 plus category. The oldest category was 35 plus.
Wow. So you were competing with all
That's how she
35-year-olds.
got with
Yes.
this gal here with the book. Abs
Yes.
are made in the kitchen.
Yes.
Right.
Wow.
That's how you.
Yes.
She was your trainer.
She was my trainer.
Okay.
And, was I scared to death walking on that stage wearing practically nothing in 5-inch heels?
As a 54-year-old.
As a 54-year-old, with the girl in front of me was 32 and the girl behind me, she was old. She was 35.
Oh my God.
Okay. Yes, I was scared to death. All right. There were 250 competitors in my category. I came in 10th in one of my categories and 15th in the other. I had to work my tail off. It scared me to death. I worked really, really, really hard for about 20 weeks before.
Wow.
And that's exactly what I did with the dancing.
And you had to follow a strict diet, right?
Not, I had to, what I was, because all of the competitors were like eating chicken and rice. Now, rice is a grain. I don't eat rice.
Yeah, you don't eat grains at all.
No,
right?
I avoid, once in a while, if I make a really good paella, like I was telling you about my paella.
Yeah, paella.
Okay.
That sounds yummy.
Sometimes I make it with quinoa, which is not a grain, and sometimes I make it with rice.
I do like quinoa. Is quinoa okay?
Yes, quinoa's okay.
Okay.
But quinoa tastes funny to me.
I love it.
I mean, I guess it's matters.
And I
how
like, you know what I
cook
like
it.
sprinkling in
Yes,
there?
yes.
You're going to tell me don't do this?
You have to rinse it.
I like putting raisins in quinoa.
Oh,
Yeah, you
really?
can do that.
I love
But you
raisins.
Here's what I
Wait.
do know. When I stay away from grains, the
Mm.
fat and pounds roll off.
Mm.
With guys, that's so true.
It
You
is.
take them off grains.
It's so quick.
You
And,
say,
and then,
okay, don't eat grains and don't drink sodas.
Yeah, soda for some.
so who the
I
hell
had a
who
friend that
drinks
was-
soda
10
anymore?
weeks
Listen,
Are you
later,
kidding
they're
me?
they're
I
like
had
a different person.
Yeah, I've had friends
Who
that are like
drinks
addicted
soda
to
as an
Diet
adult?
Coke, right? And everyone thinks diet,
Horrible.
it's 0 calories,
Yeah,
no
right.
big deal. They
It is a
stop
big
drinking
deal.
Diet Coke. Suddenly, it's like they lose 20 pounds.
Right.
It's crazy.
What do you think?
Soda's a killer.
What do you think the biggest misleading fib there is over nutrition and foods in general? What do you see
Red
on TV?
meat causes cancer. That's the biggest lie.
Yeah, it is a
That's-
lie, right?
That's one of the biggest lies.
Red
Do you
meat
suggest
gets-
red meat? Is red meat a good option, like for protein?
My favorite proteins, and I've done a video on this that's
Yeah.
in my program, that's in my course. Grass-fed, grass-finished. I like Wagyu beef because I like a big burly guy.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
No comment.
If I'm gonna do pork, it's probably wild boar.
Okay.
Okay.
Do they sell wild boar?
I buy it online, and
Okay,
there's
I was
a
going to say
gal-
I haven't seen
there's
that.
a gal at my farmer's market. She's going to be doing pigs, and she's slaughtering
Again,
pigs
no
this
comment
summer.
here. Okay, it's a family show
Yeah,
here.
she's going to be slaughtering pigs this summer, so I'm excited about that pork
Okay.
because I know where it comes from. I know what the animal is fed. I know it's not fed, GMO corn, for example.
We,
Yeah.
I have Puerto Rican heritage, and we would kill live pigs each year as a,
and roast them,
and roast them. Yes,
the whole
and-
pig on the
and-
spit.
But
Fantastic.
pork gets a bad rap too because they eat
Well,
terrible.
It
or-
depends. It depends where you get your pork.
Okay.
Pork is one of those meats that has been really mistreated in the United States.
Mm.
For example, if you eat prosciutto di Parma,
Yeah.
there are specific rules in Parma
Okay.
of what the pigs can be fed. And you know what they're fed?
What?
Chestnuts.
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 I did not know that.
Because they're fed chestnuts.
All right, so-
the omega-3s in prosciutto is high.
You see that? All you pork lovers, eat the prosciutto.
I
Okay.
do like pork. I love a good pork chop.
I like a good pork chop too.
I am
yes.
a big fan.
I'm
of a good
I'm not.
pork chop.
I'm
But
not a
you gotta
Muslim,
be
so I
caref-
eat pork.
you
I like
gotta-
bacon.
You
ham.
Yeah.
gotta be careful where you find your pork. It's got
right,
to
so-
be regenerative. It's
Because
gotta
we
be
only have an
organic.
hour. So okay, so beef is one thing that gets a bad rep. What else do you see out there that you're like, yeah, no, that's not right?
Eggs, of course. We
Eggs,
talked about
yes.
that.
Oh, yeah,
eggs get a
eggs.
whole bad rap.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
whole grains are good for you.
Yes.
Look at the diabetes
You
in
know
this
what?
country.
Yeah.
You know,
I spoke
since
to
you
4
told
women
me,
yesterday. 4 women.
and they're
that
diabetic,
all of them have type 2 diabetes.
Oh my goodness.
and they eat
Yeah,
a lot
but
of whole
I'm-
grains. Yeah.
I eat really well. You know, I eat whole grains and I eat, and I
There's
thought,
something you
oh,
said about that's toxic about, like you told me, listen, Denny, if you're going to eat bread, you're better off just having white bread because it doesn't have the whole wheat.
white rice.
Was it the white rice?
Yes, because
So
it
you're s-
doesn't have the shell, and that's where the
Oh.
plant toxicities live.
You mean
Okay.
the brown rice? Is it
in
the
the
brown, rice?
Yeah.
Oh, don't eat brown rice.
Oh, that's what it was. It was
Wheat-
white rice. Yes.
Wheat. I
What
don't
about
think you
with
should-
bread?
I don't think you should eat wheat at all.
Okay.
So no wheat bread.
So if you had a choice, white bread is not
Buckwheat.
better than
What
buckwheat.
about? I heard sourdough was a good bread.
Sourdough is better than yeast bread, yes, because it does break down some of the plant toxins. But you know, we were talking about oats and
Yeah.
how oats and wheat need to be dried before they can be processed.
Mhm.
then
Well,
they're
the
sprayed.
greatest thing for drying out wheat or oats or any grain quickly is a chemical called glyphosate. It is the primary chemical in Roundup.
Nice. There
Okay,
you go.
so
Roundup
now we
in
are.
your oatmeal today.
That's right. You
That's
got
not so
that
good for
right.
you. That's
So they spray because we've got to feed. We got a big population here. We got to feed a lot of
Oh
people
my God.
fast.
Here's another thing. Now, there are some people I know that they don't eat meat because they think beef is bad. One guy said, "Oh well, red meat is the single most biggest problem for colon cancer." Right? They say it gives you colon cancer. So then they'll eat fish. Well, if you're going to eat fish, make sure it's wild. I cannot believe how many people eat farmed fish.
Yeah.
And when you
Oh.
see how they have them all in a vat swimming together, I don't want to get graphic on a family show here.
Yeah.
And they're selling that for less money. Oh, this is farm salmon. It's just as good. No, it ain't. No, it's
Yeah.
not. Don't. Right? There's nothing good about farmed fish that
They
I
have
can
to.
tell.
They have to put dye in most of the farm fish. There are some
to make it look
farms-
like the regular
yeah.
fish. Yeah.
There
Ah.
are some farms
God.
there, and they're few and far between. And again, it's in my program. There are websites that you can look up that are okay. For me, my choice has always been wild fish. I grew up in the Bahamas.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
You know,
So what
and
is your
fish was
website again
aplenty.
if people want to get a hold of you? Because
NinaKuchina.com.
okay, Nina Cucina. So what about dairy? I mean,
We don't
You eat
really.
yogurt.
I do eat yogurt. We don't really need dairy.
if you saw how they make dairy, you'd never eat it again.
But again, you see, I'm so
Again,
picky.
a family show.
So
don't
I'm
wanna
so
say-
picky about that. I bought some milk at the Hope Sound Farmers
Yeah.
Market, and it was unpasteurized,
What did
Milk.
that taste like? Because we're used to pasteurized.
Yeah, what'd that taste like? Was that
and
thick?
the cream was on top.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah, I was gonna
And
say,
then you
was
have
it
to
like
shake
really
it.
I don't
thick?
think I wanna
Yeah, I
do
don't
that.
think I could eat that. Although I don't like milk in general.
I don't either,
if
yeah.
I'm gonna
As
drink,
a
I like
kid,
an
I did,
almond
but
milk maybe, or
I don't
oat
even
milk.
really I don't really eat
don't
dairy
drink oat
anymore
milk.
like
No
I
oat milk.
used to.
But
Don't
even
drink oat
almond milk, like I don't know.
Well, when you're choosing your almond milk or almond juice or whatever you want to call it,
They
it's
have
not a
almond
milk.
juice. Did you
It's-
know that, Ray?
that's my joke about
No.
almond milk.
Yeah,
My bad joke. Make sure it doesn't have carrageenan in it.
no carrageenan.
Or
'Cause
sugar,
that's
right?
Yeah, or
They
sugar.
put sugar to
Because
give it some
carrageenan is
flavoring.
really,
Okay.
really tough on your gut.
Now, Nina, I have a
Okay.
question for
Yes.
you. Okay. Because not everybody is a great speller. Okay. So, could you spell your last name so we go to the website? So I want to get that right.
The last name of the website is Nina Cucina, NinaCucina. It means Nina's Kitchen.
And what is your phone number for all the problem single guys who are looking for a good-looking gal? What is your phone number?
Wait, where's my pen? Hang on.
Yes.
775-772-9395.
I'm still blown away that you're giving your phone number. But I have to tell you, I have to give you a little shout out. I just got a text from somebody who's listening to the show.
Yes.
It's John's mom, Elaine.
Okay.
And she said she loves what you're saying, and she is no longer going to eat peanut butter.
I'm
It
telling
was
you,
really
the more
hard
you
for
know.
me.
The more
It
you know.
was really
My mother
hard.
eats peanut butter
I
a
love
lot.
peanut butter. After
Yes.
speaking to her, I'm like, oh man, I got to give up peanut butter and oatmeal.
It's
If
over.
you need to raise your sodium, right? Let's say
Yeah.
you have very low sodium.
That's
And you
crazy.
need
I've
to
never
raise it.
heard
My
that
mother has very
before.
low sodium. What would you
Really?
suggest? Are there certain foods she should eat, or is it really just salting?
It's salting.
Salting.
Yeah, she needs to
salt.
put salt.
How
She
many
needs to put
people really
Himalayan.
need more salt? Because
Himalayan salt.
yeah,
Himalayan sea salt.
Himalayan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Himalayan salt.
I mean, some people, it depends what you're doing, right?
So you're telling me that
this is not the first story I've heard of this.
Yeah, it's very low.
I've
It's
had-
very,
sodium
very
really
low.
doesn't
It's
raise blood pressure?
no.
What does?
No, Roberta,
Well,
did you hear
let's
that?
put it
You got to
this way.
salt your stuff.
The
Besides watching the news.
the salt that Himalayan salt that you have at home that you're putting on your food isn't going to hurt your blood pressure.
Okay.
The salts that are in these packaged foods,
Yes.
like
Oh.
sodium nitrate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, bad stuff.
How about
Sodium nitrite.
you get a can of soup and it has like 1,600 milligrams of sodium.
Right. You don't need that unless
Ooh, that's good, huh?
unless you are like training really hard. When my last 3 weeks of training for competition, I was on 3,000 milligrams of salt per day
Oh my
because
god.
I was sweating so much. I was literally getting dizzy in the
So
gym.
anyone listening, consult your doctor. I don't want you to
Yes.
load up on salt and
Right.
have, a
We are not
coronary
doctors.
fit.
None of us here are
No.
physicians.
And we were literally speaking specifically because my mother's sodium is very low. I mean,
Right.
if you
Okay.
have normal sodium, I don't think you need to just pour salt on everything.
Honestly, I
She
really
is very low
think the
sodium.
key is eating more whole foods,
Yeah.
You eat-
less processed.
right.
How do you feel
Sti-
about Doritos?
Eat,
I love them, but they're bad for you. There's a lot of stuff I love that's bad for me,
eat meat, eat fruits.
I used to
eat
love
vegetables,
drinking,
eat herbs,
but
eat
love life
spices.
without drinking.
Okay. And there's no real healthy snack to go about. Like is
Yeah,
like a chip, like a
fruits,
potato. Like what if you like?
Cucumbers.
What if you're craving a potato chip or a tortilla chip, a Dorito, a pretzel?
Make it yourself.
What is the
Make
okay.
it yourself.
with using flour tortillas, or what are you using? How do you make a
if you
tortilla
want,
chip?
if you want to make,
Is it till commercial or till the shows?
No, to a break.
Oh, we have to go to a break. Wait, quickly. What?
Right? No,
if you
we still
wanna-
have a minute and a half.
so
Okay.
I'm going to give you an example.
Yes.
My sweetheart every time we go to an Italian restaurant, God, I want the fried calamari. I'm going to make it for you. No, I really want I'm going to make it for you. So what did I do? I made it. So instead of
Did you
using,
fry it?
yes, in avocado oil.
Okay.
So
Avocado oil,
because
okay.
all of the restaurants use seed oils, and instead of using wheat flour, I used cassava flour. I dipped it in egg whites,
That reminds me.
which
there's
made
a
it
lot
really
of
crispy.
there's a lot of vegetable oils that people think are healthy for you,
yes,
and they're not, right?
No,
Like
they're
canola
not.
and-
Canola is not. There's no such thing as canola.
What about
nut.
olive? Extra virgin olive oil.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you have
It is,
to.
okay.
You have
I'm
to.
never giving up olive oil.
I do
Olive
like
oil is great for you. It's a monounsaturated fat.
Good.
It should not be
But like
used
vegetable
at high
oils-
heat. Should not be used at high heat.
Don't cook a high.
Don't fry.
Saute. Okay.
Don't fry in it.
So what
fry
other
in
oils are
avocado.
popular that are bad for you? There's canola, of course, any
Canola,
vegetable.
Vegetable oil, which is
Corn
either
oil.
canola, corn, or soy.
Okay.
Peanut. Ugh.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
Oreo.
interesting. Soy is bad, but man, if you're a vegan vegetarian, you load up on that like nobody's business, like a kid eating ice cream. And it's
Soy
just-
oil is really bad because
it-
to extract these oils takes extraordinarily high heat, and it denatures the oil like that.
All right, we're going to take another break and come back with Nina Cucina, ladies and gentlemen.
He rocked the stage. Now he's rocking your weekend. It's Denny Artache. Fridays at 5. Your weekend starts now. And we'll be right back.
Brodsky Financial Group, we really go out of our way to make our clients feel different. Different because we're fiduciaries that work for you, not any insurance company or fee-based company that's out there. So if it's investing basics, income planning, long-term care, disability, Medicare, Social Security, how to take care of your family, succession planning for businesses, insurance products. We have it all, and we explain it to you simply. And we are fiduciaries. We do work for you, not any other company. So give us a call at the office at 561-537-5897. That's 561-537-5897. Advisory services offered through Blackridge Asset Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities are offered through Peak Brokerage Services, LLC, member FINRA SIPC. Blackridge Asset Management, LLC, and Artache Financial Group are separate and independent entities from Peak Brokerage Services, LLC.
Get your weekend started right. It's Fridays at 5. Local fun, fresh laughs, and feel-good vibes right here on 1450 WSTU. Here's your host, Denny Artache.
We are back. You know, a lot of what we're talking about maybe makes common sense to some, but not to others. But I will tell you this. Nothing worthwhile in life comes easy. It's about choices and discipline. Discipline is about doing what needs to be done, even though you're not in a mood. For example, I'd love to eat chicken wings and pizza every day, but I would be Sherman Klump.
Right.
I'm not always in a mood. I go first thing in the morning before I go to my office and deal with my clients. I always feel better, even though I'm not in a mood. I never leave the gym going, wow, that was terrible. I'm sorry I did that. I'm never sorry when I eat better because I do feel the difference. I sleep better. And that's the key. We all want to feel better, right? Not just look better.
Oh, yeah. There's
Feel
nothing
better.
worse than like the food regret, right? It's like you
Yes,
eat like
right.
the giant hot fudge brownie
Oh, my
sundae or like
God.
the double
Yes.
cookie, whatever, chocolate chip.
How about that
thing.
greasy cheeseburger
Yes.
at like 1:30 in the morning
Right. Or like
because
you're hungry,
you've
you walk
had 6
downstairs,
cocktails,
cold
you know?
pizza.
Cold
All,
pizza,
right?
right.
All that. And then you're like, afterwards, you're like, damn it.
Right. So maybe when you're like 20, you can do that.
You
can
But
get away
as
with
you're,
it.
you know,
But
it
not at
takes work.
50.
No.
Exactly.
No.
So
And you
I
know-
think most of our listeners are of that demographic. They're
Right.
not young 20 and 30-year-olds.
And you know, birthdays happen. Birthdays do happen.
Yes.
I have a chocolate cake recipe
Nice.
that
When are you
is
gonna make it?
14. I almost made it for this,
Oh.
but I knew I would be eating while I was talking because I love my chocolate cake recipe.
Is there frosting on it?
Yes,
I love frosting.
and it's the frosting is made out of avocado.
what?
So this has 14 grams of
I
protein.
know. Are you listening to this?
for 14 grams of protein per slice.
what? Cake?
Yes,
What? How many calories?
about 300.
That's not bad for
Hey,
a
folks
piece of chocolate
listening,
cake
maybe
with
you just need to
frosting.
hire Nina to be
And-
your chef.
and it's-
I kind of
Yeah.
want to hire
I'm
Nina
kinda
to be
like,
my chef.
yeah, I'm digging this. You know,
I'd like Nina to move in with
Making
me,
me
actually.
cake.
I'd like her to cook all my meals.
I
I'd
can't
like her
say
to
that
talk
on
to
the
me
air,
and
but
tell
you
me-
can say that on
Right.
the air.
I'll be your mouthpiece. I'd like Nina to move in with me.
Nina, you okay with that?
Sure,
Yeah.
I can cook for anybody.
Perfect. I think we have something going here. This is great.
But it is, I love food, especially when it's made well and there's no
Yeah.
guilt involved with it. And
Right.
and it does take work. Think about it. It's not, what kills me are all these fad diets. Yeah, just do this in 30 days. You'll have the body. No, you may have it, but then when you stop, it's going to swell up like bratwurst on the grill.
Yeah, you just have to prep. It's like what we just discussed. Boil a dozen eggs, cook up a bunch of turkey
But
bacon.
it takes time, right?
and
Nina,
yeah.
the slower you lose the weight, the slower it's going to come back. The
Right.
problem is people get
agree.
on these crash diets and it's like a seesaw. What's concerning me too is so many are taking Mounjaro, Ozempic, these
Yeah.
shots. And I said, well, how does this work? Well, it lowers your blood sugar. No, I found out you don't have any appetite.
Right. You don't
So
eat.
that's
You stop
what.
eating.
Oh, that's normal. That's healthy. Sure, just starve yourself because you have no appetite,
Right.
like you have hepatitis or something.
That's
What
crazy.
happens when you stop taking those shots?
I have to imagine you gain the weight back, right?
You have
well,
to.
I don't
There's
think
side
there's.
effects.
Yeah,
too.
there are side
Mhm.
effects.
We don't even know all
Oh,
the
so
side effects.
These shots raise GLP-1 in your
Okay.
body. You can raise GLP-1 by taking a strain of probiotic
Okay.
called Akkermansia. It will raise your GLP-1 naturally. So, I think there's always, if you are
And what does raising
morbidly-
GLP do?
it slows down. It keeps you satisfied. It
Okay,
slows
so you're
down
not
the movement.
Does it
of
lower
food.
blood sugar?
It what lowers blood sugar is
Not eating.
not eating. Right. I'm not eating crap.
So, folks, just starve yourself. And hey, in 30 days, you can look like Gandhi.
But look, all right, going to the starve yourself thing. I have friends that believe in like doing these 3-day fasts,
Yes.
5-day fasts,
Yes.
7-day fasts. I'm like, oh my God, I just lost 8 pounds. I just lost 10
Oh,
pounds.
yeah. No, thanks. Yeah, I don't
Like,
think so.
And they're like, do you want
That's
to do
not
it
a
with me? I'm like,
sustainable
no,
thing.
I don't care
That's
to do
not
that
a
with you. Because
sustain-
I would think the minute that I would eat, like the first day, you gain at least half of that back.
Fasting is good for certain things. There's been some testing with fasting, and but controlled by a doctor and cancer patients. But fasting.
It's in the Bible.
I think,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's
they
in the
talk
Bible.
about it all,
It's in
fasting.
the Bible. I think that intermittent fasting is a good thing.
Right.
Okay.
I think that you
So
need
of all the
to
fasts,
rest.
That's different.
intermittent fasting, of all the crash,
Yeah.
that's
And let's
the
be
best
honest,
one.
that's not so difficult. And I'm somebody who I hear the word fasting and I want to crawl under a rock. But like intermittent fasting, if you're talking
I know
about
John
not
says
eating,
you can eat. Like
yeah, I
when
can
you,
eat
one of
anything
your
on the
early
table.
days, he was like wondering, is she going to be like a typical gal? She's like, no, dude, I'm eating. Okay.
Yeah, like I don't
love
order
it.
celery sticks. I mean,
No.
come on, it's not
She
my
ordered
jam.
like a steak. and-
Yeah, I eat everything. A steak, potato, whatever. I don't care. If it's in front of me, I'm eating it. But my point is, like, even for somebody like me who is an eater, and I can
I'm
eat,
an eater.
yeah, I can out eat anybody. Stopping, not eating after 8, right, or whatever it is. Let's just call it 8, and then not eating again until 8 o'clock in the morning. That I can do.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
Right.
doable.
That's
can do
normal.
that.
Right.
Doable.
Exactly.
That's not even
Fine,
really
you can
fasting to me.
doable.
That's called going to bed.
That's
Right.
called giving your body a break.
Right. Right.
Because if you're eating all the time, like
Yeah.
us Latinos and Italians,
Yeah.
look at him, he's hungry. Give him some food. He just got here. You got to be eating all the time or they're insulted. So, but you're giving your body a break.
Right.
I didn't eat breakfast this morning because I was busy and I had to go to the gym. Okay. And then I had my first meal at noon. I had 4.5 ounces, almost 5 ounces of grass-fed, grass-finished Wagyu ribeye.
Yeah, I
It
would
was
have had
fantastic.
two
That sounds
servings
delicious.
of that.
It was leftover from, the night before and broccoli. And that's what I do. Cook a bigger dinner, save leftovers. That'll be your
love
lunch.
leftovers.
and that
I
you don't
love
It
have to think
depends
about
on
it.
what it is. You know
Right.
what I don't like in leftovers?
Sushi.
Most chicken, some steaks. I'll take vegetable leftovers and things like
Really?
that. Yes,
I love any kind
I
of
make my
leftover.
vegetables. I put them in because I'm paying attention. I've lost in the last week. I think I've lost like 6-7 pounds.
In a week?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
6 or 7 pounds?
yeah.
I would kill to lose 6 or 7 pounds a week. That would take 6 or 7
But
pounds
you
would take
gotta
me at least 3
understand,
or 4
I-
weeks. Or more.
I'm lifting. I'm
Guys,
doing a
it's
lot of
quick for
stuff.
guys.
But guys, it can happen
Oh my
quickly. When I pay
gosh.
attention, it's quick. But
Wow.
it's to remind myself and stay on it because I'm not light, my dear. I don't want to say on the air how much I weigh, but I'm basically a linebacker, folks. Okay, I could be a football player linebacker, and I'm not small. I mean, I've got 18-inch arms, 51-inch chest, and that's all the measurements I'm going to share on the air right now. And so it is easier when you're lifting, but what I'm saying is just cutting out the grains
Yeah.
alone and the alcohol. Woo! I'm like what's that word? Steroids?
Yeah.
Are we 30 seconds from bye-bye, producer
That
Ray?
went by way
Yeah,
too
about
fast.
20 seconds.
Oh man. Well,
Oh my
folks, thanks for
gosh.
listening in.
What a
Fridays
fun
at 5,
show.
and we're gonna be here next week with another guest, Nina Cucina. So thank you so much for being here. And
Thank you
Marla,
for having me. It
it's
was
always a
great
pleasure to see you, my dear.
Thank you. I had a great time. Sadly, I will not be here next week. I'll be in California next
Oh
week.
man.
But
All right.
Week after.
Thanks for listening, folks. Have a great weekend.
That's a wrap on another ride through the heart of the Treasure Coast. You've been tuned into Fridays at 5, from finance to local talk and everything in between. We hope you're heading into the weekend just a little bit wiser and a whole lot more entertained. Big thanks to you for making this the best hour of the week. We'll see you next Friday right here on Martin County's Heritage Station, 1450 WSTU. Stay safe, stay smart, and stay tuned.
WSTU, Stewart.